So I went to the fireworks last night, and I lost my cell phone. Took my mountain bike from the Harley-Davidson dealership where I parked my car, drove it over, and then after the fireworks was driving back. And I'm bouncing off a couple curbs, and jumping, getting in between people and cars. And when I got back to my car, I realized that my cell phone had fallen out of the pocket that I put it into on my bike. So I went searching everywhere, trying to find my phone, traveling over the same path that I went to, back and forth. Couldn't find anything. I even stopped and asked a police officer. I said, sir, did anybody turn in a cell phone? And he kind of gave me a funny look, and I knew what he meant. But I said, just do me a favor and try anyway. Call one of the other guys if you could and see if anybody turned one in. So he did, and sure enough, nobody found any cell phone. And this is literally within a half an hour of coming back to my car. So I looked everywhere, couldn't find this thing at all. And one of the gentlemen that was working at the site, at the fireworks, I asked him if he had a cell phone that he could just call my phone to see if we could, if anybody picked it up. So he called and it rang and went to voicemail after it rang a few times. And so he called it again. And it went the same thing. It rang a bunch of times and it went to voicemail. Now the phone had a full battery because I charged it. It's my phone. I wanted to make sure I had a full battery because I wanted to record the fireworks. So next time I called it, it goes right to voicemail. You know what that means? Somebody shut it off. Well, I was going to think, hopefully, that the person that found it was going to be nice enough to, maybe they were calling me. Maybe at that exact time that I was calling them to find out where my phone was, they were calling me. So I had this faith, and I called back. Same thing, goes right to voicemail. Did it again, goes right to voicemail. Now I know that the person that picked this phone up, they felt like that's their phone now. They found it, so now it's theirs. But you ever notice that those nice people that find things and they return it, and they call your brother, or they call your wife or something like that, and they're like, oh, it looks like you lost your cell phone. Well, I have it. You must be worried. No, the one that found my phone is a scumbag. A scumbag. Picked the phone up and goes, look, dude, I got a new phone. I got a brand new 9700 BlackBerry, and look, it's got the slide thing on it instead of having the little ball in the middle. This is the best one they make. Now I have one. Well, if anybody wants to know who that guy actually is, the one that's always borrowing money to buy a soda, or he can't afford to buy an inner tube for the piece of shit bicycle that he's got that he can never drive, but all of a sudden he shows up with a brand new 9700 BlackBerry, well, that's the guy that found my cell phone, around the Hartford area here. When I called the phone, and I was hoping that the time that was being spent, when the phone went right to voicemail, I was hoping that it might have been you calling me back to tell me to come to where to find my cell phone. Come on over. I don't care if you told me if you wanted me to give you $100. I would have given you $100 for the cell phone, for finding it. Big reward. Nope. You want to keep it. You got to keep the cell phone because you found its brand new, fantastic, brand new cell phone. BlackBerry 9700. Well, you know what I hope happened? And I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm really ticked off now because I can't stand people like you. When you picked that phone up and you started looking at it going, wow, I got this brand new cell phone. This is great. I have this great new cell phone, and you're driving in your car and you're looking at it, and all of a sudden, wham! You run into a telephone pole because you're not paying attention to it, and it smashed between the steering wheel and the dashboard or something. And it smashed the cell phone. I hope 5 million people see this video. And then it just happens to creep into the people that you know around there, and you're like, you know what, you found that cell phone at the fireworks, and that dude made a video, and it's like 5 million hits, and he called you a moron 100 times. A moron scumbag. when I was looking for that cell phone, I went back afterwards and got 2 big flashlights in my zipping all over the place trying to find this thing with 2 big flashlights, and I found a set of keys on the ground. And I looked at the keys and I'm like, I picked them up. No one else is around. I'm in the dark underneath some bridge, and I find these set of keys with an electronic key on it. And I'm like, wow, somebody must be anxious that they couldn't find their keys. They lost them. So I saw the number that was on one of the little shop cards on there, and I found out who owned these keys. And I found out where they worked. And I called their work. And their work called them. And then they called me. And within 20 minutes after finding these things, the following morning, within 20 minutes after starting to find the person that owned them, they were at my house picking up their keys. Because I was acting like a decent human being to return something that I found that somebody was going to be anxious that was stolen. But you're a scumbag. You found my phone. You got me. You found a brand new 9700 that hopefully they shut it off in time, that you didn't get anything out of it, because there's not much in there that you're going to need anyhow. It's personal to me. But I'm just hoping that a lot of people see this video and they just point you out and they're like, you're the scumbag that the guy on the video thing online on YouTube, never used a video thing before, you're the guy. You're the idiot. You're the moron. You're the scumbag that found this guy's phone. So, if you get a chance, call me. Call me. Maybe I might even give you the $100 for the phone.